Aren't they cute? So I'm going to show you how to make these today. Haven't scoped in a little while. I feel like it has been forever and ever and ever.
Oh, I just need it.
So we must scope. So this is me. Hopefully you can see this. Take off the, oh, that's really delayed. So you can go misfitcrafter.com, misfitcrafter on all social media. It's pretty easy to find me usually. So today what I wanted to show you guys, and I'm standing for a second, but I wanted to show you how to make some really cute planner clips. There it goes. So aren't they like adorable, and you can shake them?
Mom, tap your phone.
Why am I tapping my phone?
Because it's showing like this.
Oh, really? Oh, you know what though? Let me try this. We're on my daughter's desk. She's saying it's showing up funny. Are we landscape or are we sticking straight up? We should be in landscape mode. Showing on here, right? It might be that. I don't know. Well, hopefully we can get it all in there. It's portrait. Ah. Well, hopefully you guys can see all these. Tell me if I like go
Oh,
off.
you had it for a second.
I don't know. It's probably being annoying.
No,
I'm
wait,
also.
You had it for a second.
I have it in like that, so I don't know why. It's
No,
good.
just tap it.
I know, it likes to go by itself. Tap this.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that? Is that
Tap it
better?
a few times.
My daughter's right here directing me, okay? This is sad. I've hit that point, okay? I've hit that point of she needs to help me with the computer stuff. Feels bad. But okay, so yeah.
Saying you're good.
All right, well, everybody says we're good. We're good. We're good enough for now, I guess. So here's another one we made. There we go. And you see, it's just they shake and they're cute, and you can shake them around. The other thing I'm testing is, okay, I finally decided to like way up my internet
Okay,
speed.
you're good. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
No.
Just let it. It'll keep going back and forth. It's fine. So let me see if I can get that one to focus. Come on, focus. Okay, is it not just me today? Like everybody's been having a problem focusing. Oh, it's focusing. There we go. It's freezing. Okay, I don't like that it's freezing. I just upped my internet to like the highest speed they have. This thing should not be freezing. And that's the other thing I wanted to find out today. But how cute are these? Like here's a mini version. Here's these bigger versions.
Mom.
What?
If you don't like this computer, can I have it?
She's already with the computers.
Please?
But here's another one. So you can just shake them around. This is like a double windowed one. So I'm going to show you how to make just all these different ones. Here's a tiny one.
Focusing has been an issue. No,
Okay.
pleasing to you.
Yeah. That thing's behind. I'm wondering if you should grab the tablet. Sorry guys, we're trying to see it so that she can see comments for me. So if I answer really late, that's why. Because I'm going to sit down. I'm standing up right now. I'm going to sit down to show you how to make these. And I won't be able to see my phone screen. I'm going to show you how to make these actually today. So just in case, it might take me a little while to answer your question. So we are monitoring them. It's just, we're using my computer to see them, and it seems to be very delayed on the computer. But I'm going to show you how we made all these different things. We're doing just this right now. Okay, so we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you how to make these clips. And it's basically the same principle on everything, on how to make these clips. As long as you have good glue, some paper clips, some pretty paper. See these back ones? We did some cute pattern papers on the back, and I'll show you what paper this is because you're going to love this stack. But we're going to show you what you need. So what you're going to need, of course, is paper clips. So any paper clips. So these were just from the dollar store. Some colored paper clips. These are my favorite clips right now. I love these really big kind of chunky clips. They come in one more size. You can see the size right here, this little gold one right here. But they're nice and wide, and I like them for the planners because it can grab like things easier. But these ones are from Michaels, and these ones are about $2.99 on Michaels. Tell me if I go off screen. I think we need the tablet, baby.
Meh.
Oh, if you're not going to help. See, that's why I don't like you helping me no more.
Yeah,
But you see these? These ones I want to say are $2.99 at Michaels because I love these. These are nice and chunky. I like using... I'll sometimes use the silver ones, and the silver ones you can dye them with with alcohol inks. How many per box on this one? I want to say this one has 25 in them. They're not, you don't get a lot, so they're not too bad. DCWV, the paper is DCWV, and I'll show you that right now. DCWV is die cuts with a view, and I'll show you that. This one was like 80 clips for $1 at the dollar store, and then I just picked up these at Target. They were $5 for 280 paper clips, and these ones have white, kind of like a brass color, I guess. This one's kind of like a brass because it's not quite gold, it's not copper. So I want to say this is more like a brass, and black, and they come in 2 sizes. Each color comes in 2 sizes. So just get some cute clips, anything you like. Those will work pretty well. Might have to stand up doing this actually, because I can't sit here. We're doing this in my daughter's room, so we're trying to find like a good space for it. We're on her desk. So you need clips, that's the first thing. I suggest 2 glues. I like the Scotch Tacky Glue, which this is their quick dry glue. I asked Scotch to see if it was the same one, because all of a sudden the quick dry glue disappeared from Michael's shelves and this one was in its place. Apparently it's exact same glue. They're just calling it tacky glue instead of quick dry, which is driving everybody crazy because everybody thinks it's gone. And then I used Glossy Accents by Ranger. So I used both of these for glues. I'll show you why. Glossy Accents, remember, you can use it as a glue or a glossy accent, because on this one, I don't know if you can see it, if it focuses, around the rim right here, I actually put glossy accents around the rim just to make it nice and shiny and epoxy-like. So that made it really cute. You need some detail scissors. You want anything that can cut really nicely. So I'm just using my cutter bees. You just want some sort of filler. When you got the quick dry glue, yeah, because I love my quick dry, and then all of a sudden I was like, where did it go? I kid you not, there was a period of almost 3 weeks that all my favorite glues were out of stock at Michael's. Because I used these, I used the Beacon 3-in-1, and all of them, every single one was out of stock. So you just want some sort of fillers. I like seed beads, but you want to make sure if you're using seed beads, you're using the tiny ones. And I forget how to size these. I want to say these are the 5s or something like that. But you want the really small ones, because the bigger and chunkier of the things that you have, the bigger you have to build out your shaker. So that's one thing you want to be careful. Like, these are just micro beads. I know they still sell them at Michael's, like in a little container like this. So this is one other thing you can get. I love this. You can get this at Michael's, and it has all these different glitters in it. I'm trying to get it to focus. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can use, but this one's fun because it has all these different... Why won't you focus? There it goes. Now you can see them. You see all the different little shapes? Yeah, I love these colors, and I'm hoping they come out one for Halloween. They've had a couple things come out for Halloween that I've seen, but so far I haven't seen like any like sequins or glitters like this. I love these little chunks. So these are really great for putting inside of your shakers. And like I said, the micro beads come like that too. You can actually get micro beads, and these are all packaged like this just because I had them for a crop that I did at Michael's. We had a little thing, so on our planner day I showed everybody how to make these. But I love these, and they do have them in a container like this at Michael's. But all my little shaker, my beads and stuff are in baggies because they went traveling with me. The other thing is, just if you want to, you can do like some sort of stickers. So we're using the elephants right now because those are my favorite. These are really cute. These were in the teacher stickers at Michael's. So if you have like the teacher ones, these are nice and puffy, and they're cute because they have just a little puff to them. But how cute are these? And they come in elephants. I saw flowers. I saw emojis. I was going to get those next because I know somebody in this bedroom likes emojis way too much. So we're going to do some emoji ones next, I think. And it was really sad, okay, guys? So they had a 60% off coupon on Saturday at Michael's, and I could not figure out what to buy with them, so all I ended up with using it on was this, was the stickers, like the $3 stickers. Well, they're not even $3. They're only $2.50. I could not figure out what to use them on. It was driving me crazy. So the one really easy trick on these is getting these Fiskar punches. They have 3 settings, but they make the rim much easier and the backing, so you can do the rims with one setting and the backers with another setting, and you can do them in 2 sizes. Oh, am I the one on Periscope? Yeah, I was on Periscope. But yeah, so there's these, and they come in different, you can get them at Michael's. They have them at Michael's. I'm pretty sure they have them at Joann's and every place else, but I know for sure they're at Michael's. These are the EK, sorry, and they're not Fiskars, they're EK Success. Sorry, I said that wrong. These are EK Success. These are 2 versions. They also make a heart, and I forget which other one. I know that and they make like sort of a square version of this. But anything that has like these extra pieces are great because if they're like, they cut more than one, they're really easy. And of course, you can make them on your Cricut, your Silhouette, and you can just make all your shaker parts. But I'm going to show you a really easy way to do them just with using these. I love these. That's pretty much all you're going to need for them. And pattern paper, of course. The only thing I suggest on pattern paper, I'm grabbing a pad back here. Pattern paper and a solid cardstock are a good idea. So I've obsessed with this pad. Let me pull out. Yeah, the dies, like the Spellbinder dies work really well. I'm obsessed with this pad. It's a watercolor pad by DCWV. I love this pad. It has gorgeous papers in it. You can see like, and then there's like little flamingos and stuff. But it has the prettiest papers in it. Absolutely love this paper pad. You can see I've been using it like crazy. My favorite paper out of this pad is this one. This one's so pretty, and it's the watercolor pad. This one's available at Joann's right now. But I love this one. This one really makes cute shaker bits. Isn't it pretty? Love, love, love this paper pad. And it has like all these really pretty gold accents everywhere. And you can kind of see, get an idea of all the different papers that are in here. It's like fruits and flamingos and stuff like that. But I like it because it has small patterns. And to make these, I just suggest whatever you have has a small pattern or some sort of pattern that you're not going to end up with weird white spots all around. So this, everything so far, these are all with the watercolor pad. So you can see it gives you some pretty outlines on these. Like this is that last page. So you can see all of the little glitter dots come out really cute. So you can see the edges nicely. So that's the only thing I suggest is just to do that. Black and white straight. Yeah, see, it was super duper cute. Because like, you can see the frame. The other one that I am going to use today though, is this glitter pad. This one's also from DCWV. This is just one of their standards. It's the Glitzy Glitter Cardstock Pad. Because I'm able to actually punch this out with a punch. These punches can get a little temperamental, and I'll show you why. For the most part, they cut just perfectly, but this glitter cardstock pad is really great because it has thin paper. So it's not chunky glitter, and it's not going to fall everywhere, but it's a really thin glitter paper. So it's really fine glitter. So you can actually punch this and not kill your punch. The other paper pad I'm using is the Pastels DCWV pad right now. This is good for building your walls so you don't end up with white walls, and you're going to see what I'm talking about right now. Because if you look at the sides, like these ones right here I did with plain white cardstock, so you end up with white walls on the side. Whereas this one, I had white walls and I just inked it up. So I'll show you that too. But this one, where are you? Is it this one? This one. So this one I actually use pink cardstock to build the walls. So you don't end up with just a white starkiness. Yeah. This whole focusing thing is not fun. I wonder if they're trying to do like an autofocus like within the Periscope app that's being annoying or something. So we're going to get started. You can see I have a little pile of things that I've already cut out. So we need this. We need this, and you know what? I forgot a needle in there. Baby, check and see if the needle's in there, please. Mm-hmm. Yeah, should be a needle in there. Do you see it? No? Might need you to get me a needle, baby. That's about it. Mm-hmm. No, I need something to poke the glue. Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen if I miss somebody. But I'm grabbing that. Oh, almost forgot, of course, the one thing you're going to need the most. You also need some sort of clear acetate. So this one is available by Martha Stewart. It's paintable plastic, but you just need some sort of clear plastic. Packaging is really good. So like the backings of like stickers like this work really well. The only one I do not suggest is this kind of plastic packaging, because I did use those on this. I used a thinner plastic packaging. What happens is even though I can still move this around a little, it kind of sinks in. So like I end up with a flat piece, so it starts to sag on you. So you just want to make sure that like maybe plastic like from something like this works really well. Or if you want to, like I said, this is a Martha Stewart paintable plastic. Unfortunately, they stopped selling it at Michael's, but you can find all kinds of different ones. And apparently, I guess Cricut makes one, a nice clear plastic. This right here, like I started setting up all the frames. I pre-glued all the frames, and all I have to do is cut them out. But this was just like a report cover plastic. So this was like, I found it like at Goodwill, and it was clear plastic. It was for report covers. You can tell because it's straight on this side, and there's a little rounded off edge on this side, so you can tell it's like a report cover. That's a really good one, especially right now with back to school. You know, all the report covers are super duper cheap. One plastic, you can make a ton of these shakers. And then you can make them for shaker cards and other things. I mean, because I still have all the rest of this to use. But this is all done here. So let's get started. Like I said, any paper that has a nice small pattern is perfect. So we're going to use this one first, I think, today. So what you're going to want to do is get your punch. Now, I have this one here is the one I'm going to start with. This punch has a little lock feature on it. So you want to unlock it, which helps for stacking because it's really great. They all stack on top of each other. So it makes it for easy storing because they'll stack like that, and then you can see the fronts of all of your punches that way. So I love these for stacking, but it does it pops up, and this side is where you feed your paper in. So the first punch you're going to want to make is your outer rim, and your back rim if you want it to be a double-sided. So if you want it to be clear all the way through, you want to punch 2 of these rims. If not, you just need 1. So you want it to start on this edge over here, and you're just going to punch. Now, and I'm going to show you in a minute. This one, when you punch it, give it a nice good crunch. I call it a crunch punch. You can hear it go all the way through, and this will go flat. The difference is the punches come out right here, not on the bottom, except for the smallest one. The smallest one will pop out on the bottom. These will slide out here. So be really careful. You can't just keep moving along and punching, because that's what I usually do is I'll, you know, put it in there, punch, move it, punch, move it, punch. You can't do that with this one because you will cut right through your pieces. So you want to make sure you always shake out your piece to get them out. And what's nice is it gives you 2 of these, so you can actually make 2 sizes. You can make the bigger one and the smaller one, which is what we've done here. So we got a bigger one and a smaller one. So you want those pieces. This piece, you can hold on to it for something else. You can do a planner clip with just a plain back, but this one won't fit any of the rims. You can also use it as like putting it inside of your piece as a background piece or something like that, but you won't really use those as much. So you have like these little pieces here. The next one you want to do, I usually do an extra one. I do basically 1 of each, but you want to do this middle one just so that you can already set yourself up for this smaller piece, and I'll show you why. So you're going to crunch that out. Now this time when I punched it, it didn't go all the way down this time. It will go almost down, but it doesn't crunch all the way flat again. It'll only go part ways, and again, you got to let those pieces fall out. This piece now is big enough for this backer. So you have that extra one, and then this is just an extra outer rim, or it can be your back rim. Next, you want to go to this last one here, and this will create your inside piece. So your background piece. This one almost doesn't crunch at all, so make sure you do smack it, I guess, not too fast, not too hard, but you still want to give it a little bit of a swifter punch because it stops really quick. It doesn't even really crunch. So you hear like that, it was just a little snap. That one doesn't go almost down at all. So a lot of people got to get used to that. And what happens at first is a lot of people will not punch all the way through, or they'll start with that one and they think if they go any further, they're breaking the other pieces. But as you can see, it doesn't go that far down. So before, like, see this, it barely moves, and it almost feels like it's getting stuck, which it is. It's getting stuck there, but that's because it's only punching this outer big piece. So you end up with your backer piece for this one, and punch 2 of these so you have the inside and the outside. So you're going to have your background piece, and then you can punch another one for your back piece. And you can punch different ones. It doesn't have to be the same one. It's whatever your choice is. But I'm just doing these all one color. This one's the EK Success 3-in-1 punch. So it'll do 3 different punches. You just got to move your lever. And at first I noticed it was hard for me to move the lever. So I would actually put your fingers here and move it along with you. I've gotten a little better at moving it. But that makes that one. So you're going to have your 2 backer, your inside, your back piece, and your rim that's going to make your punch. It's going to make your little shaker piece like this. So this is this outside rim, the inside, and then the back piece. So you need all 3 of those. And I've experimented on how to put the clips on. This one does show a little bump, but it seems to be the easiest. I've also done it where I cut away a piece so it like I insert it in, but then you end up seeing your paper clip sticking up on the inside. So far this is the best one I found, is putting it on the outside. So we have all of those pieces. So the one thing you want to start setting up is your plastic. So I'm going to grab, oh, you know what, the plastic's in the bottom of that bag. So sorry. Okay. So use any plastic, like I said, as long as it's got a good weight. You just don't want it too flimsy so it doesn't start sagging on you. What I use to put it on the plastic is Glossy Accents because it dries faster. It's less messy. It doesn't like spooge out on the sides, because last thing you want to do is cover the middle part of this with glue. So I reserve this for just the paper. I use this for any plastic. The one thing you want to make sure you do is put really, and I'm going to kind of go in here a little. Sorry about the shaky bit. This is where I was thinking I'm going to need a needle. Let me see. The only thing about Glossy Accents is that it does clog like fast. Spooge. Yeah, I don't know. What would it be? S-P-O-O-G-E, I guess, maybe? But yeah, you don't want it to go out too far. Oh, and just a heads up, guys. I'm going to put all of the supplies and everything on my blog. When I'm done with this video, it's all going to be on the blog. So it'll be edited and put on the blog. Shoot. And the one thing I forgot was the needle. Okay, give me like 2 seconds, guys. Talk amongst yourself. I'm going to go grab a needle. It's the one thing I forgot to grab. Glossy Accents, like I said, it clogs really easily because it's got such a fine point. And I forgot my needle. So let me grab that real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, got the needle. And I usually keep, like, I don't know why, but I've been having a hard time with this one. But what I usually do is I poke a little needle on the side of the paper right here. So I usually poke it like that, and it came off. You can see where I had it before it ripped off. But I usually just keep a needle on the side of my Glossy Accent so I don't have to, like, worry about it. Let me close this. We're making tons of noise out there. But you definitely need a needle to unclog this every once in a while. My trick is I pull it out fast to grab whatever's clogging, because if not, all you do is keep pushing it down and it just keep clogging on you. So I tend to like just pull it out really fast. There it is. I don't know if you can see it, but on the end of that needle has like a little bit of something. I know, right? Go to Michael's, they have them. Okay, so on this you're gonna put, and I usually test it to make sure I'm not gonna get a spurt out of glue. Put very little dots, and what I did is I just put a tiny dot on each little hump right here, I guess you can call it, and then I just smoothed it all out. I'm not squeezing anymore. All I'm doing is evenly distributing all of this glue. And you don't want to go right up to the edges, because when you press it down, you don't want it to smush out or anything like that. When I put this on, because you're not going to want it to move around when you put this on, you're going to get ugly glue, I just drop it and really carefully just press it down so I don't end up with a mess after. So while that's drying, and I'm just going to leave that there to dry, and I don't, like I said, try not to press it down too much because you don't want glue coming in on the inside. If it goes out to the outside, that's fine. You're going to cut that away anyway. But while that's drying, we're going to prep our wall in here. So we're going to put that aside for a minute and just let that dry. You can see, like I said, I prepped a bunch earlier. Let's go back out. Okay, so what you're going to do, and I've already punched some of these out, is you're going to punch a bunch of rings now using a solid colored paper. This one almost looks white, but it's actually really pale pink. What you want to do is you want 8 to 10 rings for your wall, depending on how high your shaker bits are. So keep building it. Test it with a couple shaker bits in there. If you need more, add a couple more rings to your wall. But 8 to 10 usually seems to be about right, unless you're using something really chunky in there. The washi tape. Oh my gosh. Loving that washi tape holder. We restocked them too because they sold out within about 3 or 4 days. The large one was gone. The small one's is still there, and that one only holds 80. Hello. But the large one sold out so fast. So see, what we're going to do now is we're going to glue all these pieces together. So like I said, you want 8 to 10 of these pieces to build your wall. I had some already glued. Where'd they go? Oh, here's one. You can see this one's already all glued together, so it makes a nice thick ring. Yeah, 40% off coupon is what we have right now. So let me make sure you can see me do this. This is where this glue comes in handy. It's, like I said, it's the Scotch Tacky Glue. It's a Scotch Create Tacky Glue. It's the same as their Quick Dry Glue. And this has sometimes the same clogging issues. We're good there. Now the only thing is, on this one, I changed the tip out. I did put a narrower tip, so it's a much finer tip. I got these tips at Michael's. They actually come on a little bottle. You can find them, I guess, where their general crafting supplies are in Joann's. But I got this and I switched it out. It comes with a small bottle that you can either put the glue into, but this tip actually fits the this bottle perfectly. And I like the cap because you can kind of just push it on. You're not like trying to unscrew it. It's really good, especially when you're like trying to one hand something. You're not trying to unscrew it. You're trying to get it off. It's a lot easier. But you just, again, you want to use a little bit of this, but you want to make sure you get glue all the way around. And I'll show you up close in a sec. But I really am not putting a lot of glue on this. I'm really, really gently just pushing on this. So you can see that'll focus for you. Of course, it's not going to focus. I don't know why it's not focusing, but you want just a tiny, tiny thing of glue. And then you're just going to stack it and you're going to put this on. And it doesn't take too long. At first, everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is so time consuming. Once you get in the rhythm of it and you kind of do it, hello. Once you get in the rhythm and you kind of just get into doing it, you figure it out. You kind of do an assembly line thing. What I did was I cut out, like I said, I cut out a bunch of rims. So there's a bunch of rims right here. There's a bunch of wall pieces that I can just glue together really fast. And then after that, you're just assembling it. So we're going to put this rim together real quick, and you can see how long it actually takes. We're in real time here. It's not too bad. Hey, everybody. I said I apologize if I miss a comment. Are you still watching comments, kid? But I'm looking down now. I was doing everything else standing up, but I sat down just to do this for a second. So I can't see the phone screen that well. And you just want to make sure you line them up pretty well so you end up with a nice solid piece. You don't want them like going every which way. Since this is a little scallop circle, you want to make sure all those little scallops are lined up. Like I said, you can do this with the punch. If you want the punch, go to Michael's. They're retail $24.99. So they're not the least expensive type punches, but they're really good. They do punch through this really well. Now, the one thing I would suggest, if you do this on the Cricut, you can make your wall out of chipboard instead and have the Cricut just do one wall. You're not having to build up a wall.
Mom?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, but what What's 800?
Child's asking something.
Huh?
What?
What's 821 plus 1?
You're not just curious, you're playing a game, aren't you? Uh-huh.
What is it?
She's supposed to be monitoring something. She's playing a math game. Which I'm really glad she's playing a math game. She loves playing math games. Can you buy it online? The punch? Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you can. Go to the EK Tools site. Somebody bought them out, though. So I know it looks different now. But if you go to EK Tools or you Google EK Tools, you'll find the punches. And I want to say they're called 3-in-1 punches. 8 to 10. Yeah.
Mom,
But they're $24.99 for them. What? 810?
No. 821 plus 164.
821 plus 164. You guys have an answer? 821 plus 164. She's trying to win her math game. Let's see how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I'm missing one. Here's the other one. I said, just build up the wall. They're pretty fast. They're pretty easy. I mean, and you can use all kinds of shapes. I've seen small ones like this. And believe me, this one I'm considering kind of small. I've seen some really, really big ones. But if you have a Cricut or a silhouette, they're pretty easy to design because it's a basic shape that you're just trying to get. And like I said, it's the wall. If you have chipboard, you can cut the chipboard out and it makes it a lot easier.
How do you spell Periscope?
Periscope. Check my tablet. It should be pretty charged now. Yeah, she does. She yells at me when she doesn't get to do the periscopes, okay? Let's put you out a little bit more. So I built it up pretty well. You can see it. Like I said, it doesn't take too long. Probably only took us a few minutes. And what you want to do now is add this to your backer piece. So we're going to put that on the back right there.
Did anyone have an answer?
No. I don't know. It just depends. 8 to 10. Yeah, 8 to 10 pieces for the layers. It really just depends on how chunky your shaker pieces are going to be, or your sticker. I think this is about, I want to say about around a 65-pound weight chipboard, cardstock on this one. And this one seems to do a little bit better with 10 when I'm using these, when I'm using these puffy stickers, because these stickers are pretty puffy. And it depends on how much you want them to shake. Because like for these ones, I did about 10, and they shake pretty well. $9.85.
$9.85?
She's like, did anybody say that? I'm like, I'm concentrating on this. But see, this one, it's not quite touching it. It's just above it with 10. And I might have added, and that's just your inner pieces. That's 10 inner pieces, which means you actually have another one on top. This is where you're going to actually attach everything else. So... Oh, hey, Sabrina. Oh, my God. Sabrina makes the cutest planner clips, too. She makes them out of clay. She's made the macaroons or macarons, whatever you want to call them. She makes those. They're so cute. You need to tell your mom to let you do some scopes to make them. Or just to sell them, at least.
Sabrina.
All right. So this is that. So now you can see it has a nice little wall. So I'm just going to pick... I like this guy. I don't know why, but I've been kind of making a monotone kind of things here. So I love this little elephant guy. And you can stick a sticker. You can put a saying in here. What? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? What?
743 plus 246.
Oh, I'm doing something, baby, right now. You let me finish this, okay? No, I need to finish this.
I need to finish this.
No, don't. Alright, so I think I'm going to use a little flower sticker in there. So, I mean, how cute is that little guy with the little flower? I mean, they're super simple. The other thing I was going to use is, like, I think I'm going to do a couple of these with these round stickers. So, this is the Happy Planner stickers. But they have, like, some cute round ones that fit pretty well. Even some of these you could actually cut down and make them. Like, I love these because they're planner ones. They're planner one shakers. These are perfect because this is perfect plan on it, mental note. So these are really good for the shaker because you can put those in there instead. some of these are going to go in my gold and black rim ones. So that's these ones here. So you can see this one's all nice shiny. This one is also in that stack. But some of those are going to go on that. But this one I just put the elephant. Origami lockets. Yeah, they do. The origami owl. How cute would that be? See, look. And I mean, you can use them for different things. You can use them for, you know, little embellishments on scrapbooks, things like that. All right, so I think with this guy, he's going to get... See, I want to go back because we sold out of some of these. I thought we had some that actually have little flowers, what I thought would be so cute in here. Because this one has 3 sets of hearts and 3 sets of stars. So I like this little orangey. So I think I'm going to put these little orange hearts in. So I'll show you what they look like. You can see them. It'll focus. But they're little orange hearts. But these ones have like, it's like a cutout heart. So I like that one. And the only rule I tell you that's really good to follow on making your shaker is have enough in there that it's going to shake. But don't cover it up, because if you shake it and there's so much in there, you're never going to see what's in your background. You're never going to see, you know, your sticker. Right? I work for them, though. I work at Michael's as an instructor and as a manager. Oh, and see, this little piece, I don't know if you can see it on my finger. The cutouts are in there, so you kind of get a double little cutout there. You can see that. See, there's like the inside bit. So you get double the little hearts. You get the cutout on the outside bit. So I mean, how cute is that? That'll just shake around. And I think I have orange ones. Do I have planner classes? I don't have planner classes, but we have a planner. It's called Planning with Michaels. We have an event once a month. Our next one is on the 27th. They moved it a little bit, but the next one's on the 27th. I want to say it's from 2 to 3:30. At my store, I keep it till at least 4. And then I usually leave the tables out in case anybody wants to move it. You know, in case anybody wants to hang out. I usually just leave the tables out for people to hang out. But our last one was so fun. We had like 14 people there. And we made these, and we made some tassels. Where's my planner? Where's my planner? I'll show you the tassel if I can figure out where my planner is. I know it's just here. Things get buried fast. I am not a neat crafter. Oh my gosh. I am not a neat crafter. So things explode on my desk quick. But we made these tassels at the last one. So these were cute. So we made some of these. We made these tassels at our last one. All of the stores should have made these tassels. So everybody should have learned at their last one. But I, at mine, did these too. But it was super cute. We did all kinds of stuff. So that part's nice and ready. So our next bit is to actually cut out, because it should be dry by now. This is why I use glossy accents for putting on this. It's just, it dries really fast. It dries nice and clear. What we want to do is we want to cut this guy out now. So I'm just generally cutting around it like this. Just makes it easier. Oh, that might not have been as dry as I thought. Hold on. Yeah, that popped up a little. Well, thank you. I hope I am. It's initially what I was hired for there. Oh, don't tell me I did what I think I did. No, I didn't. Okay. For sure. Visit when we have, especially when I have like classes and stuff. I teach on Wednesdays. I always teach on Wednesdays, except for this Wednesday because another manager is on vacation. So I need to fill in that shift. But usually I teach on Wednesdays. Hold on. I think I waited too long to like press it down. And you can see like it's just shiny now. I don't know if you can see that, but the rim where the glue is just shiny. It's like I said, what this is first and foremost is a glossy accent. Oh, I think I just messed it up too. If you do get a little bit of glue that pops out, either get a fingernail or something where you can push it back against it, because this stuff dries so fast. Glossy accent dries quick, and you'll end up with an ugly smudge mark on your acetate, and it looks horrible. Now, see, this is why I use Teflon coated scissors because I tend to get glue on my scissors all the time. And you don't want glossy accents on regular scissors because you'll glue your scissors together. It'll take forever to get off. But Teflon coat, it's great. But this is why you want to use some nice precision scissors. These are also EK Tools scissors. They're called, are these Cutter Bees? I want to say Cutter Bee scissors. But they're Teflon coated. They've come in many colors. The most recent color has been gray. Before that, they were yellow and black, like a bee. I've seen them in pink. Yeah, it is a bit expensive, but because it is an accent, like I said, it's meant for making glossy accents. A lot of jewelry people use it to make like epoxy type necklaces and things, or for just gluing jewelry together. I use it a lot for heavy chunky pieces or things I need to dry fast, or slick areas, like I said, like this acetate, so that it dries faster. I use it to make my my rosette pieces because I can just hold it down instead of using hot glue. I started using it a lot because when my kids were smaller, I didn't want them to touch the hot glue. So anything that you needed hot glue for, you can use this instead. It holds a lot. I mean, it holds the glossies. You saw that one, yeah. It makes the glossy bits. How to make the punch hollow? It's a 3-part punch. So again, if you missed it, it's a 3-part punch. So you just move this, and this one will make the rings. If I can get you to focus. Come on, focus. See if I can get it to focus. I don't know if you can see it, get it to focus, but it's a 3-part one. That's why it does it that way. But yeah, it's pretty easy. We are scooping. Sorry, scooping. Woohoo! Thank you. My mom's the best. Look what she did. We got smoothies. Strawberry smoothies, I'm guessing. Because I bought like 4 things of strawberries. Oh my gosh. Mod Podge. I've used Mod Podge Dimensionals. I don't like it like as much as Glossy Accents. It doesn't dry as fast. And it doesn't dry as hard. So the Mod Podge one doesn't seem to dry like quite as nice and hard as this one does. I don't know if you can... No, that's not the one that has it. This one has it. It still seems to have a little give, the Mod Podge version. And it does seem to take just a little bit longer to dry. This one, I love this for anything that you need drying fast. Paper to paper, it dries in about 5 to 6 seconds, depending on your, right, strawberry smoothie. Depending on your climate, and I'm in a dry climate. Remember, I'm in Vegas, so it's super dry. It's always hot, especially, but it's always dry. So it makes it dry faster. But 5 to 6 seconds is about the norm, paper to paper. Everything else, though, it's like under a minute. At most, maybe 2-3 minutes for something really difficult. No, it does not punch the acetate. I tried. That was the first thing I tested. And this is a newer one, and I haven't tried it with the newer one, but I will show you the results. So I tried it with it. But because you're punching, I don't know if you can see it. See how it's just got the little marks on the side? Because the acetate piece that I'm trying to punch is this 3rd punch here, the one that does the whole piece. Remember when I said, like, when we're punching this, when you're on this side, and this is what you got to put it on when you want to lock it, by the way. But when you're punching this, it goes all the way down. When you go to this one, it doesn't quite go all the way down. You can see a little gap there. And when you're doing this one, you can see, because that's going to block it, that's where it stops. So because it's not crunching all the way down, it makes it really difficult to try to go through the acetate. What I wanted to experiment with is that Fiskars makes punches that go through really thick material. I've done it. You can actually go through like light tin, and they have different shapes. I wanted to practice the acetate with that, but you might still have to like trim it. But if you have a Cricut, it'll definitely go through. It'll definitely go through acetate. Your Cricut will go right through.
That way I can tell you guys what's in it.
What's in it?
You guys got your fruits and veggies in there now.
Oh, cool.
You got your spinach. You got your carrots.
We have spinach? That's what I'm tasting is spinach. She just told me there's spinach in my drink.
Okay.
So there's spinach in my drink.
Grapes, nectarines.
Oh, there's everything in my drink. This is like a full-on vitamins and everything drink. Okay, so once you've like cut it, you cut around it. Like I said, your best thing is going to be the little snips. Yeah, it's like a V8, right? I'm not 100% sure on the setting on the Cricut. If you have the Cricut Explorer, I believe there's actually a setting already for it. I would say go with the light chipboard setting for this, for the acetate. Go with light chipboard. That seems to be about what I'm feeling is about light chipboard. I will do another tutorial with these on the actual Cricut so we can do that, so we can get an idea. But definitely this. And guys, if you're liking this, don't forget to share. Don't forget to give hearts. That helps keep me going and keeps me on here. And I know I haven't been on here in a while. Like I said, I apologize. So here, now we have our nice little window. So we're going to get our piece. And now we're just going to glue. So this one, again, we're going to want to use the glossy accents because on this side is the acetate. So, or the plastic piece. So I'm using glossy accents again. Just because if you put this, guaranteed you're going to get glue everywhere. Gift card. So let's see. So we're going to do this. Yeah, I'll definitely do it on there. And guys, I always try to give you guys heads up on good sales. So if I do see a good sale coming up on any of these, I'll let you know. Haven't seen them go on sale yet. I like them when they go 40 or 50 for the punches. Punches don't seem to go on sale very often. Like I've always suggested to people, man, become an instructor at Michael's. You get your discount. You get paid to do what you like. If anybody's in the Vegas area, I'm looking for a second paper crafting instructor. I'm actually looking for an instructor for almost every position of instructors there is. The punches are not new. No, they've been out for a while. Making sure I got the one with the acetate. So we want to put the acetate on. Okay, and the one thing you want to wait till last on is putting on your paper clip, and I will show you why. They're doing inventory. Yeah, they all do them different. Ours is in the spring. We've had ours already for the year. We do ours right after Christmas. Well, if you're not too far. Like I said, I like because at least that I'm in Vegas. Almost everybody visits Vegas. So if you ever do, the only bad thing about my store is it's probably the furthest, one of the furthest stores away from the strip. And since everybody stays on the strip, it seems a little far. It's about a 20-minute drive, 20 to 25-minute drive from the strip. Unless it's like rush hour, just don't bother. Wait till after rush hour or before it. But if you're ever in town, I teach always on Wednesdays. Weekends we're always having something. Oh, you still live in Spring Valley? Yeah, I'm in Summerlin, so I'm not too far from there. I live in Summerlin and I work in the Centennial Hills one. So it's not too far for me. It's like 10-15 minutes. Not too bad. So see, now you got cute little shaker, right? So you can use it for different things. You can use it for an embellishment if you want to. Just put it on something. But we are going to use it as a shaker. So remember, we haven't put our back on. So our back we put last. And the reason I tell you to put your back on last is I want it to wait for everything to dry a little bit. Because one thing I did notice when I'm putting my back on, because you're pressing down, you tend to push down. And this wants to like get pushed in. So all your pieces want to get pushed in. So that's why I picked that one last, so everything gets a chance to dry and harden up. Because this is pretty stiff. Like, this is not very flexible anymore. So that's why I like this, and that's why I like using these glues. But you want to wait till last to put it on. You want to make sure you know where you're putting it on. You don't want to turn it over and it be up here and now your thing's upside down. Which, yes, I've done it where I put it like over here by accident because I didn't pay attention or I looked away or I got distracted. So like, if you get really distracted, if you're a very distractible person, I would mark it if I were you. And if not, just remember like in between what's your probably your best bottom piece. So mine's probably going to be in between these two pieces. So I make sure I put it down and remember like where I want to put this. Like I said, I love these. These are great, but I do like these ones for this one better. I think, what color should I use? I think I'm going to use a green one to highlight that green flower. So I'm going to use green. Remember, put these the right way. I have accidentally glued it the other way without paying attention. You want it to open the clip right here. And you want to glue that to the back. This is something I definitely recommend glossy accents for. Like I said, I love glossy accents because it's great for chunky pieces. This is the only one where I'm going to tell you to put a generous amount of glue. Put at least some all the way around the rim because you don't want this opening. But I do put a little bit of a puddle of the glossy accents to hold this. And I always just double check to make sure I didn't move it into a weird position. And I put it all the way up until the bottom little ring is going to about hit. And then you just put your backer on. Now, when you're doing this, If it starts to fall, that's fine, because once you start pushing it down, you're fine. Try not to push too hard on this bottom. But one thing I did do, and I always forget to show this, but one thing you can do is slightly dampen your paper so it does help sag this middle piece. So if you have a spray, just really, really lightly dampen it. The other thing is I use this to help push down right here in this middle section so it really grips. And I just hold that, I would say 10-15 seconds. So as we're talking, just hold that there so it holds that in place and it gets to dry. Because the pressure is going to keep wanting to make it pop back off the paper. So this is something where you want to take a little more time to make sure it's completely dried through so that you're not getting it popping off all the time. It's not a big deal. Nothing's going to fall out of it. Your clip is going to be glued down. You're just going to have a hole there. And some people just, I know, like when we were doing the clips, they're like, oh, there's a hole. I'm like, it's not going to do anything. Nothing will fall. Yeah, you could definitely use felt too. The punch won't cut the felt, but you could always put it on and trim it. Stiff felt you can cut felt on the Cricut though. So you can, stiff felt is easier, regular felt is good on the Cricut. But I see, how cute is that? All your little bits move around in there. You see that? So like I said, they're super duper easy to make. You can make them in all kinds of sizes. You can make them all kinds of shapes. I saw these really cute diamond ones that somebody did on YouTube. So if you search it on YouTube, there was these cute little diamonds. And you can do different shapes and different sizes. Like I said, this is just the double back. The only difference with this is you're going to make 2 windows. Right? And how long did that take? How long's our scope even been? Most of it we were talking in the beginning. We didn't really take that long to make it. And once if you like pre-punch a bunch of pieces like I did, I mean, it's not going to take any time at all to make these. They'll be so quick. So the next one, I do want to make one of these. Definitely. Always join me. Hopefully we'll be getting more stuff.